Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Musical Moments with Marta. My name is Marta Szlubowska. I'm the former concertmaster of the Mississippi Symphony Orchestra, soloist and chamber musician who loves to make videos about teaching and performance of violin and strings, and sometimes with piano and sometimes with other instruments as well. So please check out my channel. You can see different videos throughout this video. You're going to see different links, and also at the end of the video there will be other videos that you can watch next. So we are now on the Vivaldi seasons. This is autumn and we're on the third movement, Allegro. So as I have mentioned before, the Vivaldi seasons are based on poems that are expressed in the music, in the character of the music, sometimes even different rhythms and articulations to express the different words or situations in the poem. So here's the translation of the poem for the third movement. At dawn, the hunters are off to the hunt. So the movement is nicknamed the hunt. With horns, rifles, and dogs, the wild beast flees and they follow its trail. Frightened already and fatigued by the noise of rifles and dogs, wounded, it threatens languidly to flee, but overcome, this translation is very difficult to read, but overcome, it dies. So the beast, whatever it is, deer or some other animal, is being chased by dogs and hunted, and it finally dies. So it's a dramatic movement full of chase. So the chase is expressed here with different triplets. That's basically the run. And then also we have the actual theme of the hunt, played by the horns, and it's that initial theme. So the beginning, which keeps coming back, is that main theme, which is it's in 3/8, and it goes like this. And then we have another part of the theme, an echo, and back to the theme. So as you can see, I'm hooking that dotted rhythm, the 16th and the 32nd dotted rhythm, but it's kind of heavy, right? And then lift. So it's heavy, but it's not too heavy. So it still has that bounce, that kind of lifting character. And then in measure 14, a little bit lighter, right? With the spiccato. So that's the tutti part. Then solo begins at letter G, measure 30. And this is with the cello. The cello kind of responds with the same rhythm. And we have double stops that we are starting to deal with here. So first position. Then I go to the second position. Back down. Now here, there are two different ways of playing this rhythm, or there are two different versions of the rhythm. In measure 38, I repeat the same rhythm. Then go. So I do a little bit of a variation of what's written here. In this edition, which is Baron Rider, it's kind of simple. I'm adding a little bit of ornament, and the other rhythm I actually found in my Dover score of the pieces. So, which I do dotted eighth, do it again, then I slur, and two oboes, and I do a little turn. Just da-da-dum, just the mordent going up. So, and then it goes back to tutti, the same thing from before. instead of playing the entire theme like in the beginning, which lasted for 29 measures, here we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 measures. And then letter H, which is a solo at measure 49, we do more double stops, and this is more of a variation now, so we have more double stops. All in first position, but just think of it as chords. Your hand has to be ready. So we're in F major, right? So I would practice it with just one voice at a time, playing on one string but fingering both notes. So let's say at measure 49 I would go first. So see, my fingers are moving like I'm playing all the notes, but I'm only playing on the D string in measure 50, which is all Fs. So if you look at your part, you will see that you can sometimes practice by simplifying things, and your ear then gets used to listening, just one note at a time rather than two notes. And then you can do the bottom. So measure 50 would be just playing the bottom note, but you're still holding the F up on top. So that would be a very useful way to practice these. Measure 53. So now the phrase, so we have 4 measures of repeated pattern, 2-measure pattern, from 49, 50, and then 51, 52. And then at 53, we kind of make a variation. It's a longer phrase now, so a progression, right? Then we go up a step. Then we go step again. So it's 2-bar phrases, a little sequence. So when you have a sequence, you're repeating the same either rhythm or melody. In this case, it's both rhythm and the melody, and the intervals too. It's the same in measure 53, 54, then 55, 56, 57, 58. It's just going up a step each time. So make sure you understand how things are progressing. Then measure 59. So all of that was basically off the string, but you can practice. I'll practice it full sound on the string before you start trying to bounce it. Okay, measure 59. We have variation on chords. So I don't know which edition you'll be looking at, but in my part, it's written out as the sextuplet, so 6 notes per beat. And then you have the chords written out, not written out anymore, just as a chord. So you just keep repeating the same way. So it's arpeggiated from the top note, and again. Then you go from the top again in the next measure, measure 60. Okay, so I don't play it quite so separate, the notes. I play more smoothly, so almost like double stops, because it's fast, right? So you've gone from tam ta-dum pam pam pa-dum pam. It's about, I have it written as 144, between 144 and 172 per 8th note, for an 8th note. So you choose your tempo, but you're going to be thinking starting at 59, you're going to want to think in those 8th notes. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's what it should sound like, is very much arpeggiated. And that goes through measure 68. Measure 69 is a tutti. I personally cut out the measure except for the first chord. So I just play the chord on the downbeat of 69. I just play the C major chord and let the strings go play that part. And I come in measure 70. So again, just 4 measures. For me it was 6 measures, I'm sorry, 6 measures, plus 69, which I didn't actually play the whole measure, but I counted through it. And then at letter, I believe it's J, at 76, is where we start the solo again. And this particular, there's a text here actually that says La fiera che fugge, I think. The wild beast flees. So this is chase now. So we have triplets. I'm going to slur 3 notes. Doesn't that sound like a chase? It really does. Okay, so that's the triplets, and you have just the downbeat from the orchestra, so solo is pretty much alone there. So be sure that you keep your right hand nice and easy when you're crossing the strings. You can practice it separate, you can practice it in rhythms. Things like that, or so, and also knowing what the harmony is, what chord you're playing. So this is C major. So we went from F major to C major, and C major, as you may know, is the 5th degree of F major, so that's a dominant. So that creates more tension. Then we, toward the end, we will then go back to F major to resolve that tension. Okay, so that was for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures, and then you have letter K or letter G, depending on which score you're looking at. That's measure 82. Those are 4 measures of orchestra, of kind of a tremolo. And then we come in, the soloist comes in measure 82, 3, 4, 5, 86. And this is one of my favorite little sections. So I start up bow. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Or 1, 2, 3. Pam paradam, pam paradam. So we have to have nice light fingers there. We're in C major, so it's a C major scale backwards, right? Just look at the rhythm. We have a 16th note, part of a sextuplet. So 1, 1 and 2 and 3, and so those are 3 16th notes. So 1 and 2 and 3, and then we have 3 16th notes again, which is another worth of an 8th note beat. And then I separate the last beat. So it's like a pickup to the next bar. And it goes from C major scale, to F major. So we're actually coming back to F major pretty quick. So I'm actually playing this in 2nd position. Then I go to 3rd position. So this scale is a D major scale with a C natural. Not quite D major, it's it's kind of trying to be D major. Oh, because it's a dominant 7, it's a D7, which means we need the C natural. When you learn about dominant 7th, maybe you already know it's a minor 7th, so it's going to be a C natural. Because we're now going to G major. In measure 89, we're in G major. So it's a progression of, we call it 5, 1, 5, 1. So dominant, tonic, dominant, tonic. So measure 90, we go up again, and I play harmonic on that E. Be careful about the G sharp. So it's kind of an A minor scale because we have a F sharp and G sharp leading to the A, but it's all temporary. We're just going through different keys, right? So measure 90. Just watch your intonation here. So this is E major 7th chord. E, G sharp, B, D, And then that resolves to A minor. So we are now in third position. So we started in second position in measure 82, 3, 4, 5, 6, 86. For two measures, we're in second position. Then we go up to fourth finger in measure 88 into third position. And then we do I'm doing a harmonic at 90 on that first E, but then I slide back down to third position. So see how I do that? I just slide back down. And then we're back to third position. Make sure that F natural is nice and low. You can pull back a little bit there. So I put a little slur in measure 94. Instead of all seven, I go. And you can choose to do a slur somewhere else. The point is that at the end of 96, I want to end up bow. So then when I go back to tutti 97, I'm down bow. Next, chase. Okay, here's another one. This is measure 104, another solo part. Now these are separate. I play these separate, so they're a little bit harder than the slurred ones because you have to deal with the string crossings on separate bows, and that is harder. So again, utilize your wrist, make sure it's not the whole arm traveling. B flat, E flat. So there's a lot of flexibility in the wrist. Make sure that you can go across the strings with ease from the wrist and a little bit of the forearm, but not as much from the big muscles. So that will make it much easier. And you can also then phrase and make shape as you're going up. You can crescendo as you come down, and then you have some of the longer arpeggios. You can make a longer crescendo. Like in the first two measures, in measure 104, 105. And then in measure 107, for example, well, that one's also a long one, but kind of short, that one. Yeah, they're shorter. This one in 111 is just arpeggio, right? Then the next measure, that's only on one string. Now this is a longer one, right? 114 to 115. So you can decide where the crescendo goes, but you just go with the line, right? Go with the line, have some fun. Then we have tutti measure 116, back to the hunting theme. Now this changed, the ending changed from, now it goes up. Because now, for some reason, now we're going a different direction, right? So now we're gonna have a solo at measure 123. Just changed my strings, so still getting them tuned. So the line goes up and back down, up and down, up and down, as it's going up overall. So as you can see, measure 123, we're on the G string, playing that fifth, which is always a little challenging. Make sure your finger is nice and flat for those two notes. And then very light, very little bow. You can put like a little accent up on the top note. So that's all solo. Then we have the orchestra for a couple measures, a little tremolo. And then measure 129, we're almost done with the movement. And if you have any questions, please let me know. As I said before, there are videos showing up on top, so please check them out if you're interested in some other lessons. Okay, so now it's either letter N or letter H, depending on the edition. And here is the beast is now about to die. So we're coming up to that section. So measure 129. It's slurred here. I would slur it. Kind of almost like a little recitative, like it's not like really measured because you have one note on the beat from the orchestra, a quarter note, and then you have fast notes as a soloist is holding. Okay, so we alternate between. So actually, you should be pretty accurate with the left hand. So on these fast notes. So 129, I would practice it separate. So make sure that your left hand is articulate. You may choose to play it separately, but I slur it depending on your technique and you know how clear you could make it. 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1. I pull back here a little bit because that A flat is a nice big surprise. 2, 3, and the cello joins you there. So 1, 2, 3. And this is where the creature ends up dying because it's now kind of serious and somber sounding. But now it's a little bit happy again. So that's the end of the last movement of Vivaldi Autumn. So that last tutti in measure 142, and back to the hunting theme. So even though the animal dies, I guess the hunters love their hunt, right? So some of us don't like that happening to the animals, but it is what the hunt is for. So in measure 140, yes, measure 136 through 139, I pull back personally. I kind of let it linger a little bit. What's the word? Yes, threatens languidly. Okay. So those four measures, 136, 7, 8, 9, are kind of somber and melancholic, maybe a little sad. And so I would pull back. And then measure 140, it picks up again. So that's when we go back and make sure you trill from above, and then we're back to that original theme, kind of the second part of it, like in measure 14, right? The lighter pum, da, 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 dum. So that's the tutti at the end. Okay, so this is the end of this lesson on Allegro, the Hunt, the last movement of Autumn by Vivaldi. Please let me know if you have any questions. Check out the videos that are showing up here. I hope that you have learned something from this lesson, and let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.